What's up, everyone, and welcome to your Week 1 Fantasy Football Update. We had an exciting first week. I hope that you were glued to the television watching every single football game, because it was an exciting first week. They said on ESPN that last week was the closest slate of games in NFL history. So every single game was close. A lot of people had their tries at things. And most importantly, the Packers were victorious. First of all, let's look through our scores from Week 1. We have here the Cheeseheads, although they ended better than I thought they would, lost to the Cardiac Pack. We have the Wisconsin Vikes fan, which is Tim, who beat out Demarius Targaryen.
I love watching football here.
Oh, great. I love commercials.
Best game day ever.
Visit PepsiandTostitos.com and you can win unreal NFL experiences.
Beat by Bobo Rock, so good job, Michelle, upsetting Samantha. Make sure you guys fight about that. That was really last minute coming on. That was great game. Hawkeye, John, you defeated Let There Be Touchdowns. My beautiful wife, who just started teaching school, you viciously beat her down. Good job. I'm sure you can go home feeling good about that. The Haywoods lost against the league's top scorer in the Gridiron Geeks. Gridiron Geeks put up a masterful 134 points. Just look at some of these scores. We had Breeze lighting things up. We had C.J. Anderson throwing it around. I mean, they're the team to beat right now. So I wouldn't feel bad, Chris Knutson. You lost to the number one team in the league. Sometimes you play the best, and that just stinks. Christ is my GM. Michael, you managed to beat out Sue, pretty much in control of the game all day long. But you had a very good game. Men of Integrity managed to beat out Pack 251. Low-scoring affair, but that doesn't matter. You need the wins. Not every week do people show up, but if you can get the wins, and it helps when your defense scores 21, which is the margin of victory, by the way. Congratulations. And then finally, Too Many Cooks has a convincing win over the Knuckleheads. So that was your scores for the week. Looking up at this week, we have some big games. If you can see right here, we have the league standings. Wisconsin Vikes fans, pretty much everyone with a win right now is looking pretty good. It's early. You can't say too much. Like I said, Gridiron Geeks pulled out the monstrous 134 points, but it's 1 week. If they get to a couple weeks from now, I bet they're going to want those 60 points extra that they didn't need to win that game. So make sure everyone stay on top of things. There are a few things that I want to mention to you before we end. Make sure you always take a look at your team. Your team will tell you these little red clipboards, pieces of paper, whatever you want to call them, alert you to something going on with these players. You're always going to want to take a look at these and make sure you know what's happening and what's going on right now. If you find, for instance, right here, I have Mohamed Sanu. I'm going to say Sanu. He was limited in his participation in practice today. Let's say I want a new guy. You come up here while you're on the My Team page, roster, add a player. Mohammed is a wide receiver, so I'm going to look in the wide receiver sections, and right here are the wide receivers who are available in this league. Let's say I'm looking at this and I'm saying, yeah, I could use a solid option here. I could use somebody who's pretty good. I will pull on, I don't know. Click on one of your players, whichever one you would want to replace with one of these guys, and click the continue. It brings up the actual position change that you would like to see done, confirm, and then you have to wait for the waiver wire. You only get so many, and they do that to make sure you don't steal all the good players before other people check the page. So that is how you add players off the waiver wire. Remember, you can always email or call me if you have any specific questions. Don't sit at home looking at your team saying, I don't know what I'm doing. That will never solve anything. So just make sure you give me a call. Last but not least, I wanted to mention the biggest news. The biggest news of the week right here is this trade. This trade between Too Many Cooks and Pack 251. For anyone who doesn't know, that's Tom Schaefer trading with his mom, Jackie Schaefer. I'm sure everybody in the league got an email talking about how the NFL has emailed us and told us that this is a ridiculous trade, offer. It's going to be stacking Tom's team. I assume Tom said he'd bring his beautiful little son to Grandma's house for the weekend, and maybe that was the biggest selling point of the trade. I really don't know. But whatever it was, if you think that this trade is unacceptable, you can click View Trades, and it takes you back to the My Team page. And then on each one of these sections, you can view the trade that's happening, because each trade is technically one player for another player. And right here, Odell Beckham for Tavon Austin. That is redonkadonk. So let's say I vote against this trade. Bam, I voted. And if a majority of the teams think that it's unfair, think that Jackie got taken to the wheelhouse. Now, I also received an email from Tom saying that it's not stacking, and he put out a great mathematical argument on why that would be. So, make up your mind, make up your decisions. But that's the biggest news of the week. Tom is trying to wheel and deal already. Trades are part of the game. Trades are exciting. And who knows, maybe he'll trade for Odell Beckham, and then Odell Beckham will break his neck the next week. It's possible. Crazier things have happened. In the meantime, make sure you pay attention to the league. Make sure you find out who your opponent is. If you click on the matchup, you should be able to see their first names, and everybody has different first names, so it should work out for you. Find out who it is. Find out the name of their sister. Find out the name of their mother. Find out the social security number of the person you're playing, and make sure you let them know who's in charge. Anyways, I'm Chris, and this has been your fantasy football update. Y'all have a great week. Peace.